The struggle is real. It is real. Indigenous people have been displaced for way too long.
I have heard across the province from people who go look at a rental, and as soon as someone sees they're Indigenous, all of a sudden the apartment has been rented.
We fight to be seen as an actual person, as an actual human being, because a lot of people don't see it. They look through us like we don't exist or push us aside.
When I was looking for housing here, became homeless here in 2015, I could not find a place. You couldn't tell who I am by my voice, but see my face. And there the door gets slammed in my face. The impact of being homelessness was just so mentally draining, so devastating. It was raw. Growing up in my hometown, and it's so many people that were homeless. Like I've had uncles, aunts that stayed with us. These same aunts and uncles are still couch surfing.
I live in a garage. It's what I can afford.
My sister's living here on the streets of Prince George.
They're living with damp houses, floods, the rainy season, so mold and stuff starts to grow.
Our elders face a lot of barriers to thrive in their elder years.
Every second face I see out there is Indigenous on the streets of Kelowna, here in home, and it's rising.
Right now in Cranbrook we have a homeless situation that is considerable, and 43% of those housing people were Indigenous.
It's intergenerational homelessness that's happening within our communities because of lack of housing.
Breaks my heart. Breaks my mom's heart. She prays every night for the homeless people in Prince George.
Hello, my name is Carol Archie.
Mitzi Dean, Sherry Landry,
Roger Kishi.
My name is Margaret Foe.
Dorothy Goodeye. My traditional name is Nibin Biesis Nakuta.
I support Indigenous housing.
I support Indigenous housing because
Everyone deserves a place to live, a safe place to be at night.
Because housing is a human right.
When we talk about Indigenous rights, when we talk about housing rights, we're talking about human rights.
And I support empowering Indigenous communities to design and build and create their own housing.
What's happened with the historical wrong is that we have a disproportionate number of people who can't afford housing. We're way behind, and these things require a more holistic view of connecting all these dots and understanding what the needs are. And you can't understand what the needs are without asking. You can't understand what the needs are without respecting people.
supporting organizations such as AHMA is our circle of life.
The work that organizations like AHMA is so important for our people.
Indigenous housing providers were created because Indigenous people couldn't move into urban areas because nobody would rent to them. So when we look at Indigenous housing and Indigenous service providers, they're created to offer those services to Indigenous people who were denied them.
It's absolutely vital that everybody in British Columbia recognises and understands that they have a duty and a responsibility to be considering their own role and contribution in decolonisation.
Housing is the foundation of everything. It's central to health, to happiness, to prosperity and economy and social well-being.
If we take a look at what has happened over the last couple of years since the finding of the children, 215 children in Kamloops, it's really raised the awareness of how we have a legacy of dispossession across this country for all Indigenous peoples.
I couldn't admit that I was homeless to my co-workers because of the stigma. I would get fired. I don't have an address other than a post office box, and I did that for years and years and years.
Everybody should care, because that could be your child, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, that could be homeless. Everybody should go out and endorse that strategy, show the government that we mean business. We just got to be louder.
Our home is where we learn who we are.
That's the only way we can address our people, is to give them a home.
Let's get this built. See how many we can help and support.
Help us take our power back. Not only individually, but as a family and as a community and as a nation, because everything starts from home.
There's this piece, this important piece that is missing, and it needs to be found, and it needs to be put into place for the good of us all.
Indigenous people have had things dictated to them for so long, or other folks coming forward and saying, this is what you need, or this is what we're doing for you. And so part of that is that mutual beneficial relationship, having people a part of the situation, explaining what they need, how they want to be supported, and feeling like an equal at that table.
For so long, the federal government had promised that there would be a national for Indigenous, by Indigenous, urban, rural, and northern housing strategy. But after all these years of promises, we're still waiting for that to happen.
And that's what's really important, housing people.
It is so amazing to think about the future we can have if this document and the words and the vision within it are brought to life.
We have a need and let's fix this.
What AHMA is working for is, oh my gosh, it's so needed and so valuable, and I'm so thankful.
I'm still here. I survived. I'm still here, and I'm going to make a difference. Thank you.
On behalf of Brother Rick.
I'm Gladys Attrell. Hello, everybody. My name is Charlotte Huberman.
Lydia Howe.
Elder Shirley Alpha.
Charlotte Ellis.
Lori Brownrigg.
Hi, Scasian.
Thank you. Thank you.